Hello and welcome to Fierce Friday. My name is Stephanie Dawn. I am the chair of the Million Mom Movement Council. I sit on this council with 4 other women, and together we work to support and serve you every single week. We care deeply about what's going on with our family's health, our community's health, and the world's health, and the corruption of food systems in the US, Canada, and beyond. And so we gather together every Friday to really create community is the number one reason, but also to raise our voices with each other, to create calls to action, and to really support you in being the beneficial presence on the planet that you are here to be, right? In terms of how you're showing up in your servant leadership, how you're showing up as an activist, as a concerned mom or dad on a mission. So I'm so excited to have you with us today. Today, we're focusing on health and wealth. And usually we focus on one or the other. But this Friday, we decided to open it up to you, the field, our community, to really tune into what it is that is going on for you and how we may be able to support you. So this is our very first Ask the Council Fierce Friday, and everything's on the table. You want to talk about the social networks, you want to talk about how to build your Purium business, you want to talk products, you want to hear about recipes, like whatever you want, everything flies today. All right. So without further ado, I'd like to bring on our sixth Beatle, I like to say, Leora, Jody Parker's daughter, council member Jody Parker's daughter, to read the pledge. Will you do that for us today, Leora?
All right. Good morning, everyone. So yeah, I don't count anymore because she's so much cuter than I am. So me and Mini Me are going to read the Million Mom Movement Pledge. I am going to share my screen with you so that you can see it. I'm a visual person, so I figure there are other visual learners out there like me. You're going to go under movement. You're going to go to join. And you'll see where you can join our email list. I always make sure everybody knows this only comes to us. We do not share your information. It's just so that we can keep you apprised of what's happening. And as you come all the way down here and set your intention, see right there, set your intention, the Million Mom Movement Pledge. Am I starting or are you?
You're starting.
I'm starting today. So here we go. I pledge to defend the health of myself and my family.
I pledge to choose organic foods that are minimally processed and free of man-made ingredients.
I pledge to read labels and educate myself on all aspects of clean living.
I understand that my actions today will positively impact the health and environment of future generations.
I am committed to sharing this movement of many. I am the Million Mom Movement. What's the movement of many?
It means dads, uncles, aunts, teachers, whoever wants to join can, as long as they care about clean living and educating themselves.
And that is our pledge. Thank you, everyone. And I'll see you on the flip side when we start asking questions. Back to you, Steph.
Right on. Thank you so much, Leora. So I would like to now pass the mic to Taz Ferreira. Bienvenue, Beauty. Taz is going to share about our scholarships.
Thank you so much, Stephanie. Okay, so we've noticed that there's so many people who they tell us, they're like, but we can't afford this. And the world, the economy actually makes it in a way that they're in this rut. They're almost stuck. They feel like they can't get out. And we are so fortunate to be partnered with Purium that offers a way out. And this is the way out. It's a business opportunity. Okay, it's the scholarship. The scholarship is for someone who shows economic need all over North America. So that includes the US and Canada. And they have to show that they want to do the business because we are giving them a way to get out of their rut and to heal their body on a cellular level. So we did a little bit of changes, okay? So for the first month, they will get the Ultimate Lifestyle Pack. The second month, the juice bar in the bag, and the Daily Core 4. And then the third month, they have the choice of the ULT, the family pack, and the family and the new grain-free pack. But the family nutrition pack is also a grain-free pack. And we have the scheduling. They receive over $1,500 of superfoods with all the business training, all of our support. They can reach out to us. We will support them as well. Health assessment, business mentorship. I mean, this is an incredible opportunity. So, we like to say at Purium, like, there's no excuse. We give you everything. We give you the food and we give you the economic opportunity. So what you have to do, if this sounds like you, someone that they go there to the website, amillionmommovement.info/scholarship. They submit, they write who brought them to this, who spoke to them about this, and they fill that up, and then we will consider them, hold interviews, and we will get back to you. And we love supporting you, and we love seeing you go diamond, because this is the whole point of this. When you get supported, you start flourishing and you start sharing this message forward of health and nutrition and community support. Okay, back to you, Steph.
Thank you so much, Taz. So proud of our scholarships. We've helped so many families create health and wealth, and let's keep going with that, everyone. All right, Carmela, hi, welcome. Will you please share about our petition?
It's my pleasure. Hello, everyone. Happy Friday. I'm going to put into the chat right now the petition down below and share my screen. So what we are doing as activists in this Superfood arm, the activism arm in the Superfood company, is we're getting you activated through our initiatives. And our initiatives are very specific. We are focused on gut health and healing, and we want you to come on board and sign the petition if you've not yet seen it, or you've not shared it out to your networks. Maybe send it out on your timeline, send it out to your teams. Really important for more people to get eyes on this document. And so when you go on here, I'm going to share screen. You see the pledge. So for new people who don't really understand the movement itself, as we all are here for, we pledge to defend the health of the future. How do we do that? We're telling you that General Mills has not given us a proper response about what they can do to take glyphosate out of Cheerios, the number one grocery bought product that has the highest parts per billion of glyphosate on in their product. And if you scroll down, please do look at this link that's on the Food Democracy Now website and be a part of the community. People love seeing what other people in the community are saying. Leave a comment aside from signing it, and please share it on. So ways you can get active. We will, in fact, have other petitions, but look at it. We are 95% to our goal. We're at 1,150 signers. So if you can, please make it a priority to go ahead and do that and share it on.
Thank you so much, Carmela. And I'm gonna hack our flow here for a moment, just because I reread some statistics this week that bears repeating. So you've heard me talk, if you've been coming regularly, about this report, right? Glyphosate unsafe on any plate, a PDF that if one of my colleagues could please put that link in the chat, I'd really appreciate it. So I was rereading this, and you hear us say that Cheerios have the highest parts per billion, but I want to give you some context, right? We hear a lot about missing context lately, right? With all the censorship going on. So I want to give you some context. What does that mean exactly? So glyphosate / Roundup, because that's what it is, right? The product Roundup, damaged by the numbers, okay? You'll find this on page 8 of this report. 0.1 parts per billion of Roundup, 0.05 parts per billion of glyphosate created severe organ damage in rats. 10 parts per billion created toxic effects on the livers of fish. 700 parts per billion altered the kidneys and livers in rats. 700 parts per billion is the permitted level for glyphosate in US tap water. 1,125.3 parts per billion is the level found in General Mills Cheerios, which Americans feed their children every day. So on that note, I want to bring in Naiva Flory, fierce activist mama, who was the woman who first alerted me to the mission of the Million Mom Movement almost 6 years ago. She is our social media maven. She creates the most incredible posts on Instagram and Facebook. And she is she reshares all your stuff all the time. Will you speak to that for us, please, Naiva?
Of course. Thank you so much for having me here this morning. And it is my honor to be able to post through our social media platforms. So I just want to make sure you're following us on all of our platforms. If you don't know, we have a Facebook page, and you can go ahead and follow the Facebook page. Most of the things from Instagram get also shared through the Facebook page as well as the Twitter page. So those all get the same exact post going on them. And then we have our Twitter as well as our Instagram. All of them are at Million Mom Movement. And then we also have a YouTube channel that you can go find all the replays to all of the Fierce Fridays or any of the online events that we host here. So please utilize that. And so make sure you're following us on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram, follow the YouTube channel. But what's most important to me is the Instagram channel. On Instagram, I am able to repost you into our stories. I'm able to repost your posts if you use these hashtags listed right here, the Million Mom Movement. I am the Million Mom Movement, or we are the Million Mom Movement, depending on what it is you're talking about. And this is a really easy way for me to re-find you. If you tag me in your stories, I often can reshare your stories into our story timeline. But one of my favorite features on Instagram is the link in the bio, because all of the things that we've talked about today, the link to our petition, our website page, our pledge, all of these things are listed on the bio in our Instagram page. So make sure and use that link in the bio, or if you're wanting friends to find the link to Fierce Friday or find our pages, that is one of the best resources. So send people there. And thank you so much for coming here today. I'm really excited to be able to share more with you all and hear your questions and hear from the rest of the council. Passing it back to you, Stephanie.
Sweet. Thank you for being here, Naiva, and all that you do to promote us on the social networks. Forever grateful to you. So here we go. Ask the council. Everything's on the table. Well, maybe a couple of exceptions. If you'd like to go ahead and raise your hand, that's really what needs to happen. That's how Danielle, who is with us here today, will allow you to, will know that she can unmute you. So I see that Tal has a raised hand. So let's get the ball rolling with my fierce leader on my team, Tal Kapoor. Welcome.
Hi, thank you so much. I'm so excited for today. I've got a ton of questions and I'm going to try to contain myself. We'll just go with one at a time. And if you want to cut me off and have someone else jump in, totally fine with that too. But I think that some of these questions will really help and resonate with a lot of people on this call as well. So I'm going to start off with my most pressing one. This one is a personal question to me in regards of my 15-year-old daughter. And she knows that I am asking this to the panel today, just so you know. I do have her consent. I have had PCOS for 30 plus years before coming onto with Purium, and I have since been able to end my suffering with PCOS. And for those of you that don't know what that is, it's polycystic ovarian syndrome. And it's pretty debilitating for women, and a lot of women, more women suffer from this than they even know. And a lot go go undiagnosed for a long, long time. And my daughter, sadly, also has PCOS, and we've just discovered this in the past few months. And she has varying symptoms of it. Her skin is a big deal, the acne, the bacne, the skin blemishes, and all this stuff, and has finally decided that Purium is something she's going to need to do. And so she has been doing it. She's been doing the core four. I'm so super proud of her because now I don't have to beg and plead and push and pull. And, you know, as a teenager, it's really difficult to convince them. But what she's going, and so she's experiencing a lot of really great benefits from it with her skin, especially. Her acne is starting to calm down big time. No more three-dimensional, it's more of a scarring thing now, which is, and she's even noticed that and made mention to that, and she's even said that she's actually happier now too, which, yay, that as a mom, that's all we want, is for our kids to be happy. And now wears a headband with her hair going backwards, so she feels prouder, you can tell. I'm a little shaky. But with that said, she still suffers a lot with PCOS, and I have some things that we need to start adding into her shakes and so forth that have worked great for me. But what her biggest problem is now is she has been experiencing cysts in her armpits. And in February, they were so bad and so rampant that we had no choice but to undergo surgery. And the poor child went through what was supposed to be an hour in out surgery, took 4 hours, because once they made the incisions under both arms, they found a lot more cysts than they were expecting, and ended up with these 4-inch gashes under her arms. And it was pretty excruciating. And it took her 19 weeks for each of those gashes to finally heal. 2 weeks after they've healed, we have a cyst return. And this one is angry. It's really angry. It's hard, it's solid, it's painful. And so, she decided that she would undergo the Western medicine and take some pretty heavy duty antibiotics. They're working, and then they stopped working. And so we went back and they changed her antibiotics to things that literally will change the color of her urine and change the color of her sweat. And this scares the bejesus out of me. She's now getting hives. The acne, I could tell this morning, has very quickly, I mean, she's only on her 3rd day with these prescriptions. Her acne is starting to get active again. And I really want to, thank you, Andrew, I really want to be able to find a way to, and I don't know if there's something in Purium that I'm missing that I can add in immediately to help her with her cysts. So if anyone wants to offer advice, I'm so sorry this was a long story, but I felt like I needed to give you the whole backstory so that you could truly understand. I really want to be able to help her, and she's really asking for help. So this request is literally coming from her. Wow, sorry. So go ahead, anyone, please help.
Thank you for sharing. We're with you as moms that deeply care about our children. We're so with you. So we're not doctors here. We are not, medical professionals at all. So I want to be very careful here in terms of how we're sharing here, counsel. And I want to open it up to, these women that I defer to often about my health, to come forward and share, if you will.
Hey, Tass, did you see my private message?
I did not.
Okay. I have ideas, but Tass is going to know better than I do. But adrenal fatigue, too much testosterone, sugar imbalance issues, that's where I would start looking at. So that's my basis from where I'd go. And so now you take it from there.
Yes. So the specifics, what Jody said. So on a general note, I would look into incorporating superxanthin. So this will help inflammation. Okay. Superxanthin. And we need to get her body really, really alkaline. Okay, so this may help, the barley grass and the camomile blend. So you also need to explore how else is she eating? Is she having dairy? You know, because dairy counteracts everything else that you do, because it's very, very mucus forming, right? And then inflammatory. So eliminate dairy completely. And when I say that, I mean butters, I mean all forms of dairy. That sometimes people forget. They're like, they look at dairy and they're like, I don't have milk. And I'm like, yes, furthermore, yogurt. It's like all of dairy, right? So just explore that furthermore, but incorporating these 3 extra things may help.
I have some thoughts I'm gonna throw on top of that. So cystic acne and acne on the back is typically too much testosterone. So you're seeing that hormonal imbalance there. That's something to consider looking into. And any blood sugar issues. So polycystic ovarian syndrome is treated well by diabetes medication, because sometimes there is a blood sugar issue, and the root of that is typically an imbalance in the adrenal glands. So she's been really stressed. If there's something in her life that has thrown her off in that way, when the adrenals go, then the rest of the endocrine system goes. That affects hormones. So something like more greens or the Be Energetic might be something you want to consider to support her adrenal glands, to help get that back into balance, which is going to help the entire endocrine system get back into balance. Make sure she's getting her good fats. So the omega-3s and 9s, your spirulina, so your power shake, it's going to have the omega-3s. The Love is high in omega-3s because of the flaxseed in it. And I had one other thought. I'm trying to remember what it was. When you're getting cysts like that, sometimes it's the body trying to contain toxins. And so fulvic zeolite or even ionic elements, because of the fulvic acid in it, you're probably already doing biomedic. So that has the fulvic and humic in it, which doesn't just get rid of glyphosate, that just helps facilitate moving things in and out, period. And so the zeolite can help capture that. Or if you're doing chlorella, that's another option that you can consider. And chlorella is easy because you just, you can just pop the tablets, but do it slow and steady. With any kind of detox, when she's at this level, you don't want to detox faster than her body can process it. So you want to ramp up to it, and you want to do it slowly, and you want to see her reactions. If she starts breaking out really heavy too much, or gets diarrhea, or things stop sleeping, those are all symptoms that she's detoxing too fast. So just ramp it up very slowly and see how she does with it, and see how she responds to those things. But if she's in a very fear-based place or a very high stress place, adrenals are the first place that I would look. And ionic elements is going to be great for that, because the adrenals use a ton of minerals, and minerals help everything. So you're not going to hurt by taking the minerals. Yeah. So those are my thoughts.
Beautiful, beautiful, Jody. I hope that helps, Tal. I just want to highlight what Nikki Texiera said as well in the chat, in regards to healing energy and working through big emotions. So much of what's going on in the world right now is really intense. And we as adults have the wisdom states and the experience to know how to mitigate it to the best of our ability, our faith, whatever it is, right? Teens don't always have that. So our teens need some extra love right now, because, and I just want to honor and acknowledge all the parents here, like how difficult it is to parent right now. It's very hard to parent, to educate our teens about what we believe is happening, and to help them make sense of it all, right? So I'm dealing with it with my own 2 boys. So I just want to honor and acknowledge all of us, the difficulty it's taking to parent through these really hard times. These are hard times we're living through right now. And I just want to send out a big hug to all y'all, big group hug, because this is not easy. And particularly when there's physical manifestations of what could be, who knows, if what's going on is a result of what she's had to experience, Tal, with the pandemic, et cetera, who knows? But physiological solutions, nutritional solutions, as well as lifestyle solutions. I just want to add that in. And thank you, Nikki, for mentioning that, because I'm a big believer in all that stuff. Okay. So we're starting off with a bang here. Thank you, Tal. All right. Who else has a question? If you'd like to raise your hand, I'm not seeing any other raised hands here. Naiva, go ahead.
I'll go ahead and ask the question. And I think it's just really prevalent right now in this time. And with right now, so many people getting the new vaccine that just came out, I'm curious what your thoughts are on how we can detox any adjuvants or other things out of the body. I just found out that my youngest sister joined the Air Force and she's actually never received any shots in the past and is currently about to undergo getting all of the recommended shots, including the current recommended shot. And so this is very scary to me. As some of you know what recently happened in my family, losing my brother. And so I'm just curious if you have suggestions. And I think this can be good for everybody to just know this information of how we might be able to help our friends and family or ourselves if we're choosing to go that route, of how to detox any of the other ingredients that are in these vaccines.
Thank you for your question. Well, I've been in an inquiry around this for the last several weeks, because that is the business that we're in here, is helping people to detox. And so I don't know if what I'm thinking about is actually going to help people, Naiva, but the first place I go to is heavy metal detox, barley grass, spirulina and chlorella and the fulvic zeolite. So that's just what I'm going to throw out there on the table. And I'd love to hear what you other ladies are considering right now.
I answer this question all day long, every day. So I'll jump in. You wouldn't believe the private messages I get on this one. So I have done some research. I have a friend who is a PhD in nutrition and epigenetics, and we've been talking about this a lot. And the actual RNA aspect of it, there's nothing you can do. We don't know. Some people say it keeps working for 2 weeks. Some people say indefinitely. I haven't seen conclusive science anyway in any direction, so I can't answer that part. But what I can say is that we know that dandelion helps this to stop the spike from engaging in the ACE2 receptors. So that's going to help it, whether you have COVID or whether you're actually making the spike protein that the mRNA vaccines make your body make. So does everybody understand how they work? Should I explain that? Would that be helpful? I don't see nods. What the mRNA shot is doing is it's having you make the spike protein from the virus, and then your body makes antibodies for that spike. But the spike itself is the pathogenic part of the virus. And so that's why some people have the same reaction to getting the vaccine as they do to getting COVID, is because that spike, depending on where it ends up in the body, can still bind to ACE2 receptors. So dandelion can stop that binding. That is in the green spectrum. Fulvic and humic acid, a lot of people are using that just to get things out of their body because it acts as a bridge to move things out of the cell and help you get it out. So Biomedic, especially too, because Biomedic has the lactospore in it, which pushes things out of your body. You want to get it out. You don't want to just pull it out of the cells. You want it actually out of your body. The Ionic Elements also has fulvic acid in it. But what's unique about the minerals that most people don't realize is anytime you have a toxin of any kind, you have to be able to get it out of your body. And when you can combine a heavy metal or a toxin of any kind with a salt, with a chloride, like, table salt is sodium chloride, when you make it into a salt, it becomes water soluble. And if it's water soluble, then your kidneys can filter it. So that's one of the reasons why minerals help so much in the detox process, is because it helps make things water soluble so that your kidneys can filter it out of your body. Other products, anything that's going to help with inflammation. So the superxanthin, any of the greens, getting yourself alkalized. Because what's in the anti-inflammatory pack? The superxanthin, the Biomedic, and the green spectrum. So I've mentioned all three of those already. So those are places I would go. High dose vitamin C helps with anything in a detox process because it helps support your white blood cells. So see from nature to bowel tolerance is what I would personally do. And then you're going to have to treat based on symptoms if people have other issues going on. Some people say CBD helps just with the regulation of the system and getting it back into balance. So that is something that you can consider. I haven't seen people use that, but it's not going to hurt. So those are my basic ideas. Carmela, Tass, you got anything else you want to add to that? One more thing though. Am I frozen?
No, go ahead.
Okay. If you can get it, Purium doesn't make it, but NAC, N-acetylcysteine, helps your body make glutathione. And glutathione is what your liver uses to detox you. And so if you can get NAC, that's really helpful. From a food perspective, Imperium, the things that are going to support your liver are going to be the greens, the carrots, so Carrot Juice Plus, the rice bran solubles, and the Can't Beat This. Okay, now I'm really done.
Great, Jody. Thank you so much. I want to just drop in for a moment around some things that have been helping me. Those of you who have been following my journey know that I've been working to heal the appearance of cancer in my body. And I believe that many of the things that I'm doing to heal mitochondrial dysfunction, which is what I call cancer in my body, may be applicable to your life and what you're dealing with, and Tal, potentially with your children. And I was inspired by what someone just mentioned in the chat here around the importance of fruit. Going on a fruit fast for her, Tal, really inspired me. The minute I saw that, I was like, yes, even just a day of fruit. Start off small, or just one mono meal, right? Like just a bowl of watermelon or a bowl of mango, and start bringing more fruit, and potentially longer periods of just fruit, like 2 days, 3 days, and even longer. Those of you know that I did a 21-day water fast in January of this year, January, February, and then I had a week of fruit. And in the past, I've also had a whole month of fruit. So fruit is incredibly astringent. It pulls all the bad stuff out and really nourishes us. We could actually live on fruit. There are many that do, that I met down in Costa Rica on my water fast. So water fasting, I'd love for you to research water fasting, Tal, and fruit for your girl there. And yeah. Okay, moving on to Rakira has her hand up. Hey, Rakira, you there? Do we have Rakira unmuted? Did we lose her? I don't see her. Okay, would someone else like to ask a question? Gleneth, go for it. Gleneth, you raised your hand. You just need to, yeah. Hang on, let's see if I can unmute you. There. Corporate, can you unmute Gleneth Lambert? Oh my goodness. Can you guys hear me?
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, I just thought I'd comment more than anything. I use a tremendous amount of these products. I take 3 shakes a day, as well as, at least a couple doses of the super enema, like B energetics, ionic elements, CBD, and a few other the products, the male, product. I did decide to go ahead and do the vaccine, and I recently did a post analysis, blood analysis with my doctor. He's more holistic oriented. And I asked very specific questions about blood clotting and different concerns I've read about now after the fact, if you will, about the problems with doing the vaccine. Anyhow, he couldn't point out anything. He couldn't see any kind of blood concern or anything in his analysis, anyhow, which was fairly extensive. He said I have the cholesterol of a young man, like a 30-year-old man. I'm, let's just say, at least double that. So I, as much as I'm concerned, I'm not I'm typically kind of anti-vaccine, but I did go ahead and do this. I had some plans for some small classes in my art studio and stuff, and I just didn't want anything to get in the way. And from my reading, this one didn't look the same kind of problems that so many of the other vaccines have. Now, there's a lot of unknowns with it. I get that. But anyhow, I'm in pretty strong health per my doctors. I mean, and
Great.
so I
Great.
just thought I'd throw that in. I
Thank
do
you.
a lot of the products.
Yeah, thank you. May it continue, Glenna. Thank you for chiming in here. All right. Rakira, are you there?
I'm here.
Yay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, welcome, girl.
Hi, thank you so much for this. I'm always inspired by Fierce Fridays, all of you. And my question here is that, so I have a 2.5-year-old. She'll be 3 in November. And I am pretty much her nutrition mama, which means that she is plant-based, vegan, 99% of the time. Everyone around me and my family are not. And so I just wanted to know, because I'm actually going to be taking a trip for a few days. And what I've been doing is that when she goes away for her grandmother, is that I make sure that she has her Power Shake, her Biomedic, her Biofruit, her Green Spectrum, and her Chlorella all mixed together. So all she has to do is just put 1/3 cup in her shaker cup with water, and then she's good to go. My question is, when I leave for my trip, because I'm really, I'm the mom nervous of like, they're gonna feed her bread, they're gonna feed her, probably her dad feed her a little bit of some dairy, which I'm really not, I'm opposed to. I'm like, that is literally, it breaks my heart that I'm even dealing with this right now in situations.
Yeah.
But I'm just keeping my high spirit and vibrations well enough. Is there anything else that you would recommend for when I'm gone that would just ensure that she has everything, all her nutrition wise?
Great question. I'm going to defer to Taz or Jody or Carmela on this one.
I also add in the zinc aid as well, and our smoothies too.
That's very smart. We all need zinc aid right now. Boy, oh boy. That's one of my dailies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she gets her super aminos. Sorry.
Has she tried the Epigenia shake yet?
No, we've done the MVP kids. Come on, Yolanda, let's go. We've done the MVP kids, which she really likes. We have not done the Epigenius kids yet. She loves her Power Shake. So I kind of, she always asks for it. So I kind of just give her mainly that, but we have not done the Epigenius kids yet.
Yeah, it's a comprehensive core 4 for the kids. So in all at once, in one shot, there you go. And then you can always add in, of course, zinc aid, and then you're almost complete.
Okay. Awesome. I'll actually work to get that within the next couple of weeks before I go on my trip, and then I'll make sure. Can I do the Epigenius and like everything else, just to make sure she like
the Power Shake and the Epigenius as well.
Okay. Awesome. Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. She asks for super aminos on a daily basis and chews it like candy. So it's just kind of just where we're at right now. And I already know she's gonna be fine, but I just want to make sure, as the mom and me want to make sure she has every single nutrient, that I don't have to worry about coming back and she's all snotty, congested, sick, and
Right.
even if she has already know how to take care of that. So but thank you.
Beautiful. Thanks for your voice today. And I just want to highlight what Carmela just said, y'all. Core 4 all in one shake. That is brilliant, Carmela. I've never heard anyone say it like that before, but you're absolutely right. The Epigenius Kids has the most incredible nutritional spectrum. I personally love it. I give it to my children all the time. And I call it Epigenius Kids of all ages because it is ideal for our elders, an ideal shake for our elders. So yeah, just want to underscore Epigenius Kids. I love that product. Okay, I don't know who is next, but I'm going to go with Lisa Bleicher. Bleicher? Lisa.
Bleicher. Yeah. Bleicher.
Hey. Hi. Oh, you muted yourself.
I just have a quick question for Jody. I'm a research junkie, so I'd like to have the research behind a lot of this stuff. But the dandelion root that you said that stops the binding of the spike protein to the AC receptors, where can I find that? Do you know?
Let me hunt while I'm here. I have it. It's not the root, it's the leaf.
Okay.
Yeah, I have it somewhere, but let me see if I can find it while everybody else is talking, and I'll post
Yeah.
it if I could find it.
Cool, Jode.
I've got it bookmarked somewhere. Give me a sec.
Thank you.
Okay,
I
thanks,
greatly
Jode.
appreciate it. My daughter's boyfriend just had to get vaxxed for the Marines, and we're a little concerned for his health. So want to get him on some detox stuff right away.
Beautiful. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Okay, we'll come back to you in a moment as soon as Jody finds that. Corina, you have your hand up. Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi, everyone. It's great to be here, and listening to all of you is always so fruitful. So thank you. I had a question about celery juice. So I was suffering from a neck rash on my neck. And actually I recently just had shingles in December, and from really high stress and not sleeping really. It wasn't really my nutrition, because I do the core 4 daily. And I eat pretty healthy for the most part. It was definitely stress and not sleeping for sure. But I kind of went, like, my body went kind of like in a heat stroke a couple months ago in June, and I got this really crazy neck rash. And so I was like doing everything, like the power shake, I was doing like even juicing and stuff. And then I started looking up celery juice. And so I started juicing celery juice, and it took months for it to go away, but it finally went away. But I guess my question really is just like, is there something better than celery juice? Because I know that there's like the barley juice, right? That's a good one. I do drink Corella daily. But I got into this like exercise of drinking celery juice every morning and then incorporating other stuff. But what can I mean, I don't know. Could I do something else than celery juice, or is there something better than celery juice? I'm kind of just like trying to just get the right info on the big spiel of celery juice, but it's been helping. I know there's a lot of benefits to it, but yeah.
Yeah, thanks for your question. I'll just speak for briefly how it's helped me. Celery juice has been part of a heavy metal detox protocol that I've been doing for the past year and a bit. So it's helped me a great deal with my own health and healing from heavy metal toxicity. So I'm really glad that you found out about it. There's a whole book about it and a whole movement around it. Actually, it actually spiked the price of celery for a while there. I was like, what? It doubled. But I'm sure that some of my colleagues here have some other options for you. So let's open up the call here.
Yeah, like could I incorporate some more, like together with it or without it, or I don't know. Yeah, I was just curious.
Yes. So I love incorporating the sea vegetables. Okay. Green spectrum. I think the green spectrum,
love green
the
spectrum.
the barley grass
Okay.
will help that as well. And the ionic elements. And you were talking about stress level. So have you explored the white American ginseng?
I haven't actually. That's a good point. Thank you.
I would look into that as well.
Okay, yeah, because I have all of that. I have green spectrum. I stopped the barley juice after I stopped nursing, but I have ionic elements, green spectrum, power shake. But yeah, so what about the barley juice? Is it kind of the same as?
It mimics celery juice on a higher level.
On a higher level. Okay.
Yeah.
So I could
it's pretty spectacular.
Okay. I love that. Thank you. All right. And the ginseng. Awesome. Thank you so much.
Yeah, you're so welcome. Thanks for being here. All right. Do we have Jody yet? Do we have an answer, Jode?
I think the same thing, barley grass.
Oh, I meant for the gal that wanted the.
Oh, yes, I sent it to her, and I'm sending her privately. Sometimes some of these links get questionable because they're not the actual. So the link I put in there is the actual study. And then I'm going to send you a more in-depth, but it's kind of biased. So I'm not going to give it to everybody.
Great.
Because it's biased.
All right.
So it's biased.
So we have a lot of questions and not a lot of time yet. So I'm just going to go, if you can be as succinct as possible with your questions, then we can hopefully get everybody. Amy, I'd love to hear from you.
Hi, Stephanie.
Hi, welcome.
Thank you for having me. I had a question. I've had people, I have one friend that's going to be having hip surgery and another friend that has a broken ankle. And I was just wondering recommendations for healing bones and healing after surgery and stuff. And then I'm sure the hip one, she's going to be on antibiotics during it, but after, I'm sure the biomedic, but just some recommendations would be awesome.
Okay, great. Well, I recommend everyone do core 4 like always. Always, always, always. And if they want that deeper nourishment and deeper cleanse, then they need the ULT for 30 days for sure. And they don't have to do it as a cleanse. They can just do it as a deep nourishment. You know, they don't have to do the super cleanser if they don't want to. Everyone needs biomedic, in my opinion. And then absolutely Thyroid joint flex. Like joint flex has helped me so much with my body. And it's just a really powerful product. And then ionic elements always, you know. So here's what a lot of people don't understand about what's going on with glyphosate in the body is it chelates minerals out of the body. It kills the villi and the microvilli in the gut, and it chelates minerals. So if we're eating conventional food that is already demineralized, and then we've got glyphosate coming in to chelate minerals out of the body, then we're functioning in a demineralized state. And so ionic elements, it's a daily for me. It's a daily for me. So I want to highlight that for you, Amy.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Ionic elements breaks up hardened masses. And when I'm as a massage therapist, I always say like super xanthan to flush out lactic acid. It'll increase the healing rate as well.
Okay, awesome. Thank you.
Beautiful. Thanks, Carm. All right. Anyone else want to chime in, or shall we move along here? Everybody good? Okay. Anjanette Braden. Hi.
Hi, I have two quick questions. One is we possibly might have to get vaccinated because we have to travel to Brazil. And so I was wondering if beforehand, if doing the immune defense plus all the other things you added would be a good idea beforehand as like a pre-before, and how far ahead of time should we get that, do the immune defense, like 2 weeks before or?
Well, how about now?
Okay. I'll order it today. Because I'm going to place an order. Perfect.
So many of us need these products yesterday, in my not so humble opinion. You know, I've learned so much in the almost 6 years that I've been here with Purium, and what I love about our products is they overlap. Like you can get benefits from one that have similar ingredients in another, you know, so there's this overlapping. So when are you leaving for Brazil, did you say?
Probably the first of the year.
First of the year.
Yeah.
Okay. So, well, it takes time to create a healthy immune system. I mean, that's what these are all about, right? Is creating a healthy immune system, right? Like that is what we're doing here when we invest in our health with Purium. So, I'd love to hear what Dave Sandoval says about this question, but because we don't have Dave and we do have mini Dave, Dr. Jody, I'd love to hear what Jody has to say.
And then I had one other question too, as far as like thyroid issues as well. What would be good products for thyroid issue?
I can answer both those questions, actually.
Great, thanks.
You want me to? Yeah, build your immune system, period, end of statement, just do it. I would go from there always. Like I just live that way. And I had COVID asymptomatically. Like I've got the antibodies, I've got the T cells. All 5 of us got it. 2 of us were sick for 3 days because we just lived this way. So I'm a big fan of just living this way from that perspective. For thyroid, 3 servings of green spectrum, which is a tablespoon, is the equivalent iodine you need for your daily iodine needs. And iodine's a really, really big deal for your thyroid. And selenium and zinc are the other two that your thyroid really needs. Your thyroid will start to fail for a couple of reasons. Sometimes it is mercury poisoning. That's pretty common. So if you have anything in your mouth that has mercury in it, get it out with a holistic dentist. Make sure they do it right, or else they'll poison you. Halogen poisoning, which is fluoride, chloride, bromide, can cause that, and iodine will kick that out of the system, and you just have to slow and steady do it. Take the iodine to kick that out of your system. And Epstein-Barr virus, or the other related herpes viruses, cytomegalovirus, HHV6, all of those that are in that family can get into your thyroid. And they say it's autoimmunity because it's like your body is attacking your thyroid, but it's not. It's attacking the virus in your thyroid. So virus short, and alkalization is always going to help with all of that. So those are the things to consider for a thyroid.
Beautiful, Jody. Thank you. I'm just going to keep it going here because we only have 7 minutes left. Kevin Luna, let's bring on a male voice here. Hey, Kevin. And you've got your camera on, so you get, you get called out when you got your camera on from me. I like.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, how's it going?
Hey,
Yeah,
good.
yeah, glad to have a male voice here. Hey, I have a question since we're on the topic of asking questions about some specific issues. I have someone that's been in my family, I mean, my whole life, you know what I mean, uncle, and he's suffering from MS for a long time, and he's never been open to ever listening to anything that I have to say. But recently, I reached out to, his wife, right, my aunt, and she commented on something on Facebook, and I said, hey, I might have something that could help you with MS. Would you be open to listening? And she said, yeah. And I haven't shared anything yet because I want to get the information, some good information. But since you're sharing some great information, what, multiple sclerosis, right, is what I'm talking about. What advice do you have for that?
I'm so glad you're here, and I'm so glad you're asking this question because I actually have someone on my team, and it's too bad she's not here. I don't think I see her here. Multiple sclerosis runs in her family, and she's blown away by her transformation, and consequently she became a brand partner as a result. The ULT is what did it for her, multiple months in a row. I recommend 90 days for someone who is dealing with a diagnosis on the ULT. And then in terms of other products, I'm going to open it up to the council, but I recommend the ULT. I recommend the ULT with Power Shake, with all four. So both flavors of Power Shake, and then both flavors of the Love Super Meal.
I too have had people who have reversed their MS with their superfood nutrition. And it was within 2 years, really going hard. And I mean, I've seen their orders. It's pretty robust order. It's the ULT plus much, much more. But the more, you're this far along, it's connect her with others in the community. Maybe connect her with somebody who in the community has had MS. I'm happy to also connect you to the first.
Thank you for saying that, Carm, because Kevin, feel free to bring any of us on for a pop call. What that means is you just message us on Facebook, and you're like, I'm doing this call with my aunt or my uncle or whoever it is. And can you come on and talk and speak to this about how this may benefit them? Because what happens is that I call it the sacred trinity. It takes you out of the position of being the salesperson, and it brings in someone else that can ask questions and potentially make recommendations. And then, you just get your permalink right there. You make a note of all the things that, that I or whoever your upline is recommending. And then bam, you send them that link, and then they can remove things from them if it's not in their budget right now, but they have this permalink connected to your account, which will enable them to be a part of your organization. So I hope that helps, Kevin.
Yeah, that definitely helps. I guess where can I get some of the names or some people that have suffered with that, I guess?
Message me on Facebook, and I will.
Okay. I got
Well,
you.
also, yeah, message me on Facebook. I'll hook you up to my my colleague Lou Banyan, and we can do like a three-way text, and then she can share more and I will learn more in that three-way experience. The power of threes is how we do this business. So I'm Stephanie Dawn on Facebook, or you can message me on Instagram, sacred.woman on Instagram.
All right, I got it.
Cool.
All right,
All
thank you
right.
so much. Appreciate it.
You're so welcome. Thank you for being here, part of this amazing community. All right, Tamaria, you're the final question. Welcome.
Hello, thank you for having me. I'll try to be quick.
Sure.
Screams. So I just have a quick question on the woman who spoke like two people ago. She was talking about how she was having issues with her skin and all the things that she was taking. I was just trying to see, my daughter has had the same thing happen to her skin all over her entire body. And what I've done is just a lot of stuff to heal it up. 2 weeks ago, her skin was completely open sores, everything. I don't know if anyone knows about hand, foot, and mouth, but she got hand, foot, and mouth, and she has eczema. So she got the exacerbated version, and it was extremely crazy. We had to take her to ER. So, but she's 2. So I don't know what products with Purium that I could use to kind of help boost her immune system healthy. I give her a lot of water, but she was on juice. So I know that she loves juice, and I'm trying to factor that out, but it's really hard. So I'm just trying to ask, does anybody know anything else?
Yeah. Yeah, so juice was always hard for me when my kids were small too. I would always cut it in half with water. So they never get the pure juice. And then it looks like Jody just recommended Epigenius and Taz as well. Or mix all the juice bar in a bag. Yeah, so either Epigenius for your daughter or juice bar in a bag is our recommendation. You muted yourself.
Thank you. And you were saying juice bar in a bag?
Yeah, juice bar in a bag is there's so much in there. If you go to the Million Mom Movement blog, you'll read all about the products that we recommend for detoxing children. That's what's happening with your daughter. That's what we want to be doing. So one of the things I've learned as chair of the Million Mom Movement is there's an urgent need to detox our children. Okay. And we have the products to do that because we're living in very toxic times, right? Our food, our water, our air, and more, right? There's just so much going on, and they pick up our stress and so much, right? So Epigenius is going to detox her, and juice bar in a bag. Amazing. Go check out our blog, you guys, on the millionmommovement.info site. Amazing blog post there with lots of info. So yeah, you're so welcome. I wish we had more time. Oh my goodness. I thank you for being here, Andrew, Green Rebella, Camille. I'm sorry we didn't get to your questions, but if you want to message us, here's what I'm going to recommend that you do. Get into the Million Mom Movement official group on Facebook and tag us. Tag us. Ask your question there. We will answer it, won't we, ladies? That's our job. And we take a lot of pleasure in helping you make sense of everything that we have here. Thank you so much for being here. We will be doing this again, seeing as we didn't get to everyone. I wish we could keep going for another 30 minutes, but we cannot. Thank you so much for being a member of this community. Thank you for all that you're doing to raise the Million Mom Movement, to share the petition, to talk about our scholarships with families in need, to really elevate this conversation with what's going on in our world. People need this opportunity, okay? As Jody said a few weeks back, we have a way for people to exit the matrix. I've adopted that now, Jody. So thank you so much for being here. Please join us next week. It will be our health-focused Zoom. I can't remember off the top of my head what it is, but please come back, invite 2 friends. You know how this works. All right. Go out there and share the good green word. So much love to you all. Take good care. Bye for now.